Hello, hey Saksham.
Hi Nandit, how are you?
Yeah, doing pretty good, man. Seems like mic and all works totally fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if you also want, do invite Metawork Labs Twitter account also here so that we can make it a co-host.
sure. I think she will be joining. She will be here in maybe 15 seconds.
Cool. So we'll start in a couple of minutes, and yeah, we'll appreciate if everyone can share the link to this Twitter space meanwhile. And it's also being recorded, so we'll put it later on YouTube as well for those who missed. Cool. I think we are anyways recording this space, so we can start. And yeah, like I'm so glad that we are doing this space. And Saksham, welcome to you and Metawork team.
Same here, Nandit. Same feelings over here. We are very excited to partner with Lighthouse and bring the actual integration on the product too. Very excited to be speaking about Lighthouse on Metawork side.
Cool. Awesome. So let's start with the basics. Let tell everyone how did your Web3 journey started, and then how did you end up starting Metawork?
Yeah, I think my Web3 journey started by chance. Couple of friends were already in Web3. Ayush Ranjan was there. There were other friends from the college, and I just ventured into it. I'd like new things to venture into. I joined a company called Uniland Finance as a product manager. Was there for over a year. Helped build the DeFi solutions and all. But I think I have always been a community person. So we built a Metawork DAO on Discord. It was a season of DAOs, and being the product guy, also I always thought of building some this certain solution which benefits DAOs communities, and thus Metawork was born.
Cool. Awesome. That's great to know. And yeah, I can see Ayush is here. I was just watching his video with that F. Inc. podcast, so that's pretty cool that you guys have been in touch from start. And yeah, so glad to know that you have already had experience in the Web3 space with Uniland. I know I met a couple of people at Uniland, so great to see that now you have started your own company. So that's definitely. But yeah, why specifically in the communication space? What made you start Metawork and what problem it is solving?
Yeah, so if we see the entire motive of Web3 and the base layer is all about the communities, right? And communication is the key element of communities. Your communication happens via text messages, it happens with spaces like Twitter Space, it happens through video calling services like Zoom, Huddle Over, and all those things. And when we talk about Web3, it's all about decentralizing, taking the power back from centralized entities and giving it back to the users, right? So we saw that heavily everyone was using Discord. People were so dependent on Discord, Telegram. But when we talk about DAOs, we talk about community angle. None of us as such was building a product which can be the replacement to Discord and Telegram. We started with that mission statement, and we went on to building the Metawork. There were some hurdles into it while building the solution, but I think there are good communication protocols out there which are doing pretty good. We integrated them. We are building a proper web as well as app solutions on top of them.
Very interesting. So yeah, this is one thing that I've been thinking before going into this call, and I was trying out Metawork, amazing product so far. So I'm like trying to visualize your vision. Like, where does it fit in? Like, is it a replacement to Discord? Is it a replacement to Telegram, Slack, WhatsApp? So, like, what's the piece of the whole puzzle where it's fitting in?
Definitely, I think it's a platform which is agnostic of categories. Is it professional? Is it social, or gaming? The kind of a platform that we are building can be used by any communities or small teams can use it individually. You and I can use it for just direct messaging one another. uh, and the platform is built in such a way that whatever the communities people you want to bring in, you are able to fit them into the product itself. Okay, there are enterprise solutions that we are building which is specifically for bigger companies which have over thousand of employees, so that they can use it for an internal communication tool also. That becomes a replacement for Slack. Communities become a replacement for Discord, and your one-on-one conversations can become a replacement for Telegram.
Cool. That sounds interesting. And I think when I was trying out the product, even I realized that I could join public communities, but I could also DM one to one directly. So let's start off with that part as well. So, like, tell us what's the stack overall, because I see there's a lot of pieces around messaging and then real time communication and then maybe the encryption part or like sharing files and stuff. So, do you want to touch and even maybe the login thing itself, which is quite interesting? So, do you want to touch like what all components are here, like for the tech geeks here?
Oh, I think it's the kind of a product that we have built, Nandit. It's a very complex product because we ended up going out integrating too many protocols out there. For example, if you see the file storage, we definitely integrated Lighthouse, such a seamless solution out there, and you guys are leveraging on top of Filecoin IPFS solution. When we talk about the logins, we have normal wallet connections, we have Lens integrations out there. There are other social identity protocols coming up. And when we talk about communication, we have Huddle Over and we have XMTP, all these communication protocols into it. So it's a product which has a mix of so many protocols, and then the experience is built by the Metawork team. And then underneath, we are also building our own SDK solutions that allow messaging becomes a primary UX to perform any actions on chain.
Got it. I can understand that. That's interesting. Just give me a second. I'm like migrating to my other account.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, so sorry. I think my previous one had some network issues, so I had to migrate to this one. Um, yeah, very interesting. I think it's definitely a very complex product. And why did you choose like Lens for the login part particularly? And what's the support you're getting there from the Lens community overall?
Yes, definitely. I think Lens is a massive player here, with so many apps, products built on. I really like some apps like Orb is doing amazing thing. Lenstra is definitely the first one which came up with a proper web UX on it. And we are in touch with Lens community, we are in touch with Christina, Nadir and everyone. So we see Lens becoming a, I would say, a major protocol ecosystem where all of us will have our social identity. If you currently see the stats also, they have over 100,000 users, which is a collective effort of so many dapps built on top of Lens or Lenster. We are trying to do our own contribution. I think it's a amazing job done by all of us on this.
Cool. And let's touch like how can we easily, onboard a normal user to the platform, because right now I might use, let's say, Slack for my internal communications, maybe Discord for our community communications, and maybe something like as simple as email for my external communications, or Twitter in some cases as well. So how do you think we can onboard? Because many people are accustomed to those traditional Web2 products and they work seamless as well. So how do you think we can easily migrate users from there to the Metawork platform? How do you think about
I
that?
think it's a very amazing question, Nandit. And you, me, other founders over here, if Ayush is here, all of us are trying to tackle out this problem statement where how do we change the mindset of the user towards Web3, and they start using Web3 product instead of Web2 products. So I'll tell you, it's game of marketing, it's game of branding, it's game of community support overall. So recently we completely shifted our entire video conferencing conversation from partnership, from team and everything, from Google Meet to Huddle One. And experience is as good as it's somewhere much better than that because we are able to integrate our Lens profile. So that's a mindset game, right? It took a slight effort, but we did it. Now same what we are doing with messaging also. So now I'm having my one conversation with people on Metawork and platforms like Converse. So yesterday only me and Converse founder were having a conversation, and we were talking through our own platforms one on one, and we were not using Telegram. And if you see, uh products like what you build with Lighthouse, right? So file storage is a complex problem, but you did it very seamlessly, and we are able to bring that up in the product. So once it all happens, it's a mindset game. You just need to make once a switch, and you will never go back.
Yeah, I think that definitely makes sense that the overall ethos of Web3 being the open source nature And I think particularly let's touch on this another important factor, which is very important in case of WhatsApp. People still say that WhatsApp may have a record of your communications, although they still claim end-to-end encryption. And then like Elon Musk tweeting about Signal and whatnot, these new apps. So how do you ensure when I'm communicating with someone on Metawork, and if it is a private communication rather than the public community one, how does it ensure all the security?
So, when we launched the group chats on our platform also, so we don't have an encrypted group chats right now, but we specifically mentioned this on a platform with the proper prompts, proper messaging that it's not a group chat. Our group chat is in a beta right now. We are testing it properly with certain audience only, and that will come up in the next 3-4 months. Okay. Now your direct to messaging is properly encrypted. Protocols like XMTP are right now handling it. We will be integrating other communication protocols also for the same. So I think there definitely a trust lies with these companies who are putting so much of a research on top of that. But then everything is open, right? Your code is open, so all of these things can be reviewed out there. But can you go and review Facebook code if they are really encrypted out there or not? You can't. I tell you one instance. So I go to a shopping mall over here in my city, Noida, and I receive a lot of broadcast messages from a lot of brands out there in my WhatsApp. That's the problem, right? But with the Web3 ecosystem, I think all these can be sorted by governance and from the consent of a user, which Facebook or Telegram, all these companies will never give the user the choice of having our own consent.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And one thing that I've been thinking recently with this phenomena where we talk something, or maybe, and that like our phone is sitting around and then we get an ad about that on Instagram. I've had that instances multiple times. Although, like, what I've been thinking right now is that these big tech giants might not be the only guys at fault. There are like more people responsible for this. So something that I realized, very simple thing, but I didn't realize at past is our internet history. Let's say if I am browsing some websites, definitely my ISP has a connection, like to my device, and then they know that what I am browsing, even though if maybe I use it at incognito mode. But I realize that like these guys really, and in some cases, I think it's been reported that ISPs can sell your data to advertisers. So I'm just thinking that it's not just one guy, but the whole the consortium of people, like the some of these big tech giants, along with like overall the internet, like the website where they have been embedded, plus the ISPs itself, they're together. So I'm just thinking that overall, if we need to protect ourselves, we need platform like yours for communication. As you're saying, you're using XMTP for the secure part, and along with that, I've been using VPN a lot. After the fact that I realized that yes, my ISP might be selling my data to the advertisers as well. So that's very interesting thing to be taken note of.
So true, Nandit. So true. I
Um,
think again, I will add there that it's not a one big company problem. It's a ecosystem problem. In the Web2 ecosystem, everyone was like making their business model on top of data of the users, and everyone was going for that. On the other hand, in the Web3, each one of us is trying to safeguard the user data, take their consent, and build things on top of that. Leverage that for the business model with the user's consent.
yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And when you're implementing a product like this, and maybe even the technical side, or maybe if you want to touch even the non-technical stuff as well, what's like the hardest problem or the hardest part of getting this thing done right?
Yeah, so Nandit, hardest thing in this is right now when you are integrating so many protocols, infras together in a single product, right? So sometimes what happens, things does not work with one another, and you also need to have that I would say link between each other protocol. For example, XMTP and Lens are integrated with one another, but how we integrate our file storage from Lighthouse into the XMTP solution, how do we integrate Hurdle video calling service into the Lens profile, all these things becomes a complexity. But good thing is that everything is open, APIs are open there, developer support is so good that you're able to sort this out, but it sometimes take a too much of a time to bring the finished product to the consumer.
Got it. And overall, do you want to touch any non-technical aspect of building a product in a company or a protocol, I would say?
Non-technical aspect, yeah, Nandit. I think here in the Web3, we all talk about going to Web3 products, but to be very honest, see 98% of the audience still using all those Web2 products only. There are amazing alternatives in the Web3 ecosystem, but no one is using it. So for builders like us, it becomes sometimes a challenge where we might not be getting the support from the community or ecosystem that we should be getting to make that shift happen towards the Web3. But it's a period problem, right? So it might not happen today, but it will definitely happen in the next 3-4 years, and we should be ready for that.
Got it. Although, I would definitely add that it will definitely happen very soon. I see even Balaji was previously tweeting that is there a alternate to Discord, and now that we have one, we should definitely tag him that you should try out Metawork. Because I precisely remember like a couple of months back he was
Hmm.
tweeting on why decentralized communication
Uh,
uh, we need to move away from
for
Discord.
sure, for sure. I'd love to show him the mobile app that we are bringing up in 15 days. And I think it's much better experience than the web version.
Yeah, and I think initially you also highlighted another key aspect that right now you have this website which works on browsers, desktop browsers. So, what's your next plans? You highlighted two things, I think, mobile app and SDK. Do you want to touch more on each one
Yeah.
of them?
So, Nanda, the plan is simple that we want the product to be as closest as the user. And definitely for the messaging for the social platforms, mobile is the ideal choice for any consumer. So, we are launching mobile app for that purpose. And we are working on a very infra based problem where we really think that why not you perform any on chain action from the messaging itself. To give you an example on this, let's say that you created a tweet and you share that tweet with me and you want me to like that tweet, okay, or retweet that. I have to open that link, I have to go to Twitter and retweet that. But in Web3, we can do the same thing from the messaging itself. So now imagine you are sharing a lens post in the message to me, and from the message itself, I go and mirror it or collect it or like it. I don't have to leave my current platform. That's what we are trying to build, and the solution that we are building is interoperable. It's across the chain, and anyone can go and build their own versions of that. So yeah.
That would be very interesting, like posting directly to some of these social platforms like Lenster directly, like if I text on that Metawork
Yeah,
channel,
so
I think that is a
just
definitely very
to
cool
let
feature.
you know ki what it can do. So you will be able to perform any kind of action on any social post, not just on Lens, but other social platforms like CyberConnect, Farcaster, or DSO, anyone. Second, you will be able to buy mint NFTs on any chain. You will be able to make payment between you or any entity, crypto payment. From the messaging itself, you will be able to go create task, apply on the task from the messaging itself. So it's very extensive. You can perform almost any action from the messaging.
Yeah, I think I'm more biased towards using Farcaster over any other platform right now. So when you get that done, I'll be your biggest um yeah customer and lover always.
Love.
I love Farcaster and the community is very tight there and see a lot of amazing folks.
Hopefully soon.
And let's talk over another idea around that too. Like I see like in the overall in the industry, AI is a next big boom. And uh, I was using this platform recently. It's called as Wavelength, and what it allows you to do is you can invite AI, which is like GPT 3.5 for now, to your messaging channels. And we've been learning a lot from each other prompts. And when we were talking last week to get you on our Twitter space, I was thinking Metawork should definitely have a feature like that, like invite AI GPT 3.5 to chat rooms. That would be cool. So, do you have any plans around that
Definitely.
to do
I
something
think
like
no messaging platform right now can miss chat gpt, right? But we have just pushed it 3-4 months down the line, because we have other priorities right now. We want to bring video, audio, we want to bring other social platforms right now. uh, but definitely in 4 or 5 months you will see chat gpt or an ai integration in the metaverse messaging on your mobile, on your web.
that? Yeah. Yeah, I think that is very interesting when that will happen. And yeah, so before I move to my question, if anybody has any question to ask or add to our discussion right now, you can request to speak and I'll add you as a speaker. And yeah, that is one thing. So let's move on to the next question is like, what are the next steps for Metawork and how can the community get involved?
Yeah, for us, we are launching, as I said earlier, we are launching app. With that, we are looking forward to tap into almost 10 to 15,000 users, Web3 audience coming up. Second, we are launching SDK, so our team will be properly building out a dev community for anyone out there to go and use our SDK for performing actions via messaging. So these are the steps on our end, and from the community side, I think we would love to see how people react to our product, react to our SDK that we go ahead and build.
Cool, awesome. I think somebody is asking this question on what tools Metawork provide for communities to maybe do their job better or do better engagement. So, yeah.
So we haven't built a very extensive community tools right now. I think there are other projects like if you see DAO Lens and all, they are much better tools in the DAO management system. What we are building is a solution where you can integrate them in the Metaverse itself. But right now, all the community channels that we have are token gated, NFT gated. They have your access management. So all these things are definitely there, but we are working on more of a integration level to integrate more for the community.
Cool. That is very interesting. And one question, like as a personal interest, like how can we help at Lighthouse and how's the integration so far?
I think my engineers are also on the call and they were very happy. So we have tried out many solutions in the past. I think people knows about these very famous names in the Web3 storage solution, but the seamless experience that Lighthouse provided, none of them were like that. I personally tested out many times the file upload feature. It was so seamless, it was so good in the latency, that it's unbeatable in the market right now. So I think Nandit, you, Ravesh, and everyone in the Lighthouse team made a very good job with that. And I know that you have been building this for a long time. I think it's a time where it should be boosted a lot now in the ecosystem. But to be honest, from the product builder point of view, I think we couldn't find a better solution than Lighthouse right now for the file upload. It's as quick as any file upload that happens in the Web2 messaging.
Cool. I think that is very empowering for all our engineers to listen. So thank you for that feedback. But yeah, I think that's all the questions from my end. And if somebody has any question, they can come up. We'll see if Ayush also wants to join us and add in some of his wisdom. But yeah, Saksham, anything that you want to add that maybe I missed during our session?
Yeah, nothing in particular that I would just request everyone if they have any feedbacks around Metawork, anything. Uh, our DMs in the Metawork Twitter channel is always open. Use our platform to put feedback on top of that. We'll try to sort them as soon as possible uh, on the priority.
Cool, awesome. Um, yeah, let's wait if anybody wants. Yeah, Ayush is here. Hey Ayush, how's it
Hey,
going?
hey Nandit, hey Saksham. I just came here to say hi. Not much of a question, just
Yeah, I've been hearing that Saksham is mentioning that they are also using Huddle as well. So how's that integration? Is it done? Is it coming,
Yeah,
Saksham?
it's
How's that
coming.
going?
It's coming. We are testing out on the both the teams end, but it's coming soon.
Cool, awesome. And Ayush, what's up? What's new at Huddle? Tell us all.
One thing which Saksham also mentioned was regarding, I think DSO, Farcaster, Lens, all of them coming together as a social protocol. Just want to understand from both of you, because you have been integrating with social protocols itself. How do you see social protocols coming in? Do you see more of them coming into picture, or do you see that these three are enough to create a kind of good social or a product kind of an experience on top of? Just want curious to understand more on social tap side.
Yeah, I think from my end, Ayush, I am also very not uh, sure, or I am very neutral at right now. I don't know what's the right answer for this. There are 4 to 5 prominent players in the social protocol segment, but I still believe that there can be more. But where their positioning will be not sure. Can there be a social protocol which will say that, hey, I'm more for the professional network only, or something else? I'm not very sure, but I think there's still always a chance for more in Web3.
Hmm. I think to my understanding, as I was saying, like I love Podcaster a lot. I've been using it a lot on my desktop and mobile app both. So I definitely see that there's some good community building around it. I think we see Vitalik posting there regularly, and there's like good push from even Vitalik's side. Like how should we make broader community make aware of what's happening in Farcaster? um, like just to highlight, one of my key reason is that I've been seeing people and mostly builders even posting new products. Even this the product I highlighted, wavelength, I found it through Farcaster. So I feel it is a very interesting audience, and there's some even overlap with I think many of there's this platform Hacker News, right? So there's like those Hacker News kind of vibes in that Farcaster community. So I love that a lot, and the fact that even I saw like somebody like Chris Dixon, who's like now I think chairman at A16Z or whatever his position is there. So I'm not sure if I ever connected to him on Twitter, but on Farcaster he followed me first, and then so that's great to know that you can get noticed into some of these niche social communities. And interestingly, while I was using Metawork recently, I went to Lens protocol as well, and you was using Lenster, and I was trying to understand what's the culture there, because even I saw like there are a lot of posts with good engagement, but I'm not able to like right now align with what's happening there. So I'm like still getting my head around, but I can definitely see where say that what's happening right now in Twitter, like maybe okay, some people on the left side are angry with Musk is doing, but there is definitely a lot of people who are waiting for that next social network which can pull in a lot of audience. And like you saw, like this Blue Sky team launching recently, like their open protocol and stuff. So I can definitely see I'm like waiting for this Blue Sky launch, and I'm seeing like waiting for the more and more apps to be launched on Forecast.
Yeah, I also got a lot of FOMO when I saw Blue Sky was doing a meetup in Tokyo. I was not able to go to Tokyo this time, but really excited about Blue Sky as well, and the kind of apps which get built on top of it. Yeah, I think barring that, whenever like the Metaverse SDK gets launched, I think we three should do a joint hackathon together. I believe that because we cover all the spectrums which are needed, and then I think a lot of interesting toolings and things could be built on top of our respective protocols and infrastructure in general. So excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. That's great to hear. Like those guys are building great community and stuff. But yeah, anytime up for a hackathon, that's where I think our team is also built on from. And now it's great that we help other builders from hackathons and seeing even like Ayush and your team doing that same, and maybe Saksham soon organizing hackathon around their SDKs. That will be cool to collaborate on. Um, yeah, so any closing thoughts, Saksham, from your end?
Yeah, nothing in particular. As I said earlier, also, I'm very excited for social protocols, communication protocols. Do try Metawork out. Okay. Um, any people who are here and they are not on using Web3 products, I think we have very good products already out there. Hurdle is there and all. Do try them, do try Metawork, and give us feedback how we can improve on that. And then thanks a lot, Nandit and the entire Lighthouse team, for inviting me and specifically helping all of us out in the integration.
Cool, awesome. And yeah, definitely I can see many people now using Metawork and trying it out. Like I've been having fun trying all the features of it and can't wait to see how it looks like in coming month, and like maybe even searching communities. Like I was planning to start my own community there, like as a fun experiment and see if who can join. So would love some to see like more communities built up there in the future. But yeah, so thank you, Saksham, for joining, and then we'll call this to displace off. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to DM me, Saksham, or Metawork team for any questions or any alpha. Thank you. Bye bye.